Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk about how to run DeepSeek R1 model on your own PC. But before we start, let's make sure that your computer meets the hardware requirements to run any of the models. So here's a list of hardware requirements I have gathered online, and we can use this as a reference. So the base model has 671 billion parameters, which requires 480 gigabytes of VRAM to run. That's out of reach for basically most people at home. But they also provide smaller models. The 1.5 billion version doesn't even require a dedicated GPU. It can run on CPU and 8 gigabytes of RAM. The 7B and 8B version needs 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and the 14B version requires 16 gigabytes of VRAM, and 32 billion version requires 24 gigabytes of VRAM, and the 70 billion version requires 48 gigabytes of VRAM. So make sure that your system meets at least one of the hardware requirements so that you can follow along with this video. And if you're not sure, you can go ahead and open up your Windows Task Manager and then switch to the Performance tab. Down at the bottom, I have the GPU section. You can see that I have a RTX 4070 Ti Super, which has 16 gigabytes of dedicated VRAM. So in this video, I will be showing the DeepSeek R1 with the 14 billion parameter version. All right, so in order to run DeepSeek R1, we're going to be using Ollama, which is basically a large language model runtime environment. So go ahead and download it. We're also going to be using a browser extension called PageAssist, which is a web UI for local AI models. It provides a nice UI to interact with the model once it starts running, and it's available in both Chrome and Firefox. So go ahead and install it for your browser, and then let's move on to the next step. Now let's install Ollama. So what you can do is you can double click on this installer and just click install. And that will install Ollama in your C drive. But for me, I don't have too much space in my C drive, so I want to change the installation location. So for that, we're gonna need to pull up the command prompt. So let's open command prompt, and then let's type Ollama setup.exe, and then /dir equals double quotes, and I want to install in my F drive. So f/Ollama. Make sure that you create this Ollama folder before we run the installer. So let's hit enter, and then this will run the Ollama setup with the option that we specified. So let's install it. As you can see, it's installed in my Ollama F drive Ollama folder. So let's wait for it to finish. All right, so now the installation has finished, and let's head over to the Ollama website. Let's click on models, and then DeepSeek R1. So here you can choose different versions of the model. I'll be using the 14B. So click on it, and then here we can just copy this command and go back to PowerShell, and then open up a new tab. We can just paste that in, and then let's hit enter. This will take some time because Ollama is gonna download the model for us and then start running it. Here you can see the 14B version, the model is 9 gigabytes, and then it's gonna take about 10 minutes. So let's wait for it to finish and come back and move on to the next step. All right, so now the installation has finished. Once you see success and send a message, that means the DeepSeek R1 model is up and running. So let's type / and question mark. This is the help messages, and let's ask him some questions. So what is the largest lake in the world? So now he's thinking about it. Anyways, that means the the model is up and running. So let's open up another tab for the PowerShell. Let's type Ollama PS. So this command will tell us where our model is running. So as you can see, it is 100% running on the GPU. And if you open up the task manager and check out the performance, so our GPU now has 13.5 gigabytes usage. So that means our GPU is kind of almost maxed out. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the Page Assist. All right, so once you open up the Page Assist and it says Ollama is running, and then from here you can choose the running models. This is the 14B, which is obviously that's our model. And let's type the same message. So let's ask the same question. So what is the largest largest lake in the world? Alright, so now it gives me answers like that. And then let's ask him some math questions. So let's type, what is average of 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Alright, so thought for 4 seconds. This is the thoughts, and this is the answer, which looks pretty decent. Alright, so that's basically how you run DeepSeek R1 on your local PC. And hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.